Hey, I'm Mahi, and this is my persuasive speech on whether or not OpenAI should be allowed in schools. Have you ever had that one classmate that turns in a near perfect assignment, but when that classmate is asked about their assignment at school, they blank out all of a sudden? That can be described as not doing your own work, also known as cheating, which can be done using OpenAI, like ChatGPT. Basically, artificial intelligence, in my opinion, shouldn't be a source that students are using to complete assignments because you're not even submitting your own work and it's just cheating and plagiarism. Some main points that I have about why ChatGPT and other OpenAI sources shouldn't be used in schools is that one, students aren't comprehending the topic being handed to them, yet they're completing the assignment brainlessly. There's no learning being done, which is the whole basis of being in school. Number two is humans, they lose their natural creativity. Humans have a tendency of being creative, and using OpenAI to submit assignments makes them lose that ability. And lastly, it's dehumanizing the next generation. So humans start acting more monotonous in future generations, which means that humans don't really act human, they start acting more like robots, which is going to be talked about in my later paragraphs. Here's a more in-depth view of what can happen to the future because of AI. Firstly, students they're brainlessly turning in assignments, which means that they're not thinking about what they're turning in, they're not doing their research properly, they're just putting in the prompt into sources such as ChatGPT and then asking ChatGPT to make the essay for them and submit it. So they have no idea what the topic is about, yet they're just submitting assignments and not giving a second glance to it, which means that they're not really learning the topic that the teacher is assigning to them. So teachers need to adapt to their students using sources such as ChatGPT, which means teachers need to figure out what is the problem with students using ChatGPT. Problem-solving skills are being faked, and this can give the future a false pretense of what the students actually being capable of, which is written in a document under this website called Golden Penguin. So all in all, schools need to figure out a way to stop students from relying on AI sources. Next, humans lose their natural tendency to be creative and think outside the box. Humans, as a natural born instinct, are always creative. They always figure out ways to do unique things and unique ways to complete tasks. The over-reliance on AI to do difficult tasks as well as the daily tasks leads to humans becoming boring and not being able to think outside the box properly when they need to. AI is being used to make up for the laziness in thinking. Humans obviously want to find out the most efficient way to do a task, but now that the next generation is getting more lazy as people progress, we are relying on AI to do the daily tasks that humans are meant to do, such as doing basic research and knowing general knowledge, as well as planning out your daily schedule or all the sorts, which is written in a document by Forbes. All in all, we're relying on AI to make up for human laziness and to strive for efficiency instead of the natural human creativity. Lastly, the next generation isn't going to be nearly as capable, and it's just going to go up from there. Basically, not enough humans are getting interaction they need because of sources such as ChatGPT. They just go online and they find out the information from there, and which they don't even know what's going on, and they just submit it, which means that they're not going out of their way to find other sources, they're not talking to teachers. There's not enough interaction between people, which messes up the social lives of these young students. There's no human competence being displayed, and humans start acting like hollow beings following commands from a screen, which is the next generation, or what the next generation is looking to be, which is written in a document under kidslocks.com. All in all, children are going to have messed up social lives and twisted human connections because of the natural reliance on AI. Students aren't comprehending the topics being handed to them, yet they are completing assignments brainlessly, so there's no learning being done. Humans lose their natural creativity and dehumanizing the next generation so that humans start acting more monotonous in future generations. So the last call to action is that we need to raise the next generation properly so that AI doesn't take over the world, because that could be the end of everything. And thank you for listening, and sorry for such a dark ending.